Welcome back to Farm with DeBoring. Well, this is a new week and we are going to be continuing to work today on the 25-foot Douglas fir log that we're trying to cut into some 4x12s for repair on one of our decks. So here we go. This is what it looks like right now. 25 feet of Douglas fir. It's about 15 inches diameter at that end. And at that end it was about 24, I guess. So it tapered down quite a bit. So we had to do quite a bit of measuring with that string to make sure that our center line of the log was parallel to the bunks. Now we did take the end bunk off of here, so that is removed basically because as we turned the log, it would hold the log up, especially this part here. This was about 6 inches, and so there's no way we could have left that bunk on there. But we've used the toe board to help support the end of it, because as we cut more and more off of this cant down here, the weight center kept moving up this way, and pretty soon this thing was this part here was sort of tilting down. So this is supporting that. Today we have to basically lift this thing up, slide it down that way, and go ahead and mill off the rest of this log. Right now it's about a 16 by 12, and I think what we're going to do here is, this is I think 12 inches off the bunk. So what we're going to probably end up doing is, well, we'll have to see what the wane is like on the other side, and we'll have to see what it ends up being down there. And but we'll end up cutting this down to 12 inches. We should be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4x12s out of here. I do need a 2x6 that's 24 feet long, so I'm going to somehow get that out of here too. We'll go ahead and start working on this. The trolley hoist has worked really well using the chain hoist on this trolley. It's maneuvered this log around just fine. Looks to me like we've got it pretty much up. I would say this log is probably, it's at least 3,000 pounds right now, I imagine. And this is, looks like it's holding pretty darn well. So here's my trolley system, and we've got the weight of this log is pretty much sitting on here. That end is sitting on the bunk. I'm wondering if I take the tractor and put the bucket on that end and put some pressure down on that end, if it'll raise up that end, and then I can just push it through. Will this be high enough to clear the bunks though? I have a feeling I'm going to have to raise this thing up about 6 inches to get these to sit on the bunks properly. I don't know. But if nothing else, I think I need to go ahead and move the trolley maybe another foot that way, so I'm getting a little bit more of a balance on this. Okay, that's pretty much balanced right there. Check that out. So I think we've pretty much got that thing up off of the bunks. And I don't see any sign of creaking or cracking or anything up there. So this sort of dispels a lot of the horror stories that I've heard from people saying that this was going to collapse. And it was a big danger, and I don't know. I mean, if it were to collapse, okay, so it's going to fall maybe 2 inches down here, and if I'm not standing underneath it when it collapses, I guess I'm okay. So I think I'll start the tractor up and we'll just see if we can push it down a ways. See how far we can get. Yeah, that knot right there This is going to be in the way, so I'm going to cut that off.
You're in far enough.
So we have this one here is pretty much just to the right. This is the center point, so it's just that side, so it's pretty much balanced with the weight that way. But we're going to go ahead and put some things underneath this end here just to make sure it doesn't drop. Now go ahead and measure from that metal part there up to here, whatever it is.
23 1/4.
23 1/4? Okay. Try the same thing from there.
23 1/4.
Okay, so it's pretty level then. So here we go. We got the butt end of this thing sticking way out here. Here's the sawmill. Chain hoist that worked famously. I mean, that's a great idea, man. That's my idea. And that's the main reason why I kept thinking about that. Man, if you're going to load a big log from the end like that, you know, this would work great. Just that thing goes back and forth.
So one thing to remember too is this end's just going to keep getting lighter, and that end's going to start getting heavier.
Good point.
But I think with that being that far down, I think you're probably all right. This support being so far.
Because as we do it, the center lines
could have moved that direction.
Move this direction, but that's
a long way.
We'll have to see how that works.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we'll have to put some support underneath that end. So I think we have the blade. We have the blade pretty much level, so it should be level from end to end. Or at least it's going to be even with that. So I think we can go ahead and just cut to the end there, and we'll see what happens. I guess what we need to do, we just need to flip it 90 degrees and cut this part off and cut that part off. And then at that point, we can take out all the blocks and then just set it right down on the bunks, since it's going to be all flat. Well, we really can't because we have to go all the way to the end of the log.
No, you've got to, from here to here, there's a big jump.
Oh.
At least it looks like it.
Go ahead and put the blade down here, Shonen, and let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to make another little cut on that. Yeah, that's gonna be heavy. Mr. Sandals there. Yep. Okay, so to move this thing back, we have to move it back that way in order to get the saw to make another cut. But what we've done is we basically lifted this thing up from the center line off of the bunks. So now we're up off of the bunks. And we're basically just moving this thing from one end to the other.
Oh. Right there.
That's good?
Yep.
Yeah, so what we've discovered is the tough thing here is that we have to make 3 cuts full length, so that means we got to move it back and forth 3 times. But I guess that's okay because we've got the chain hoist that makes it fairly easy. Yeah, well, I guess that's just the way it is. So, okay, hold on. Famous last words, yeah. Nice. There's our first 4x. That one will be more like a 4x10 if we cut the wane off.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get that off of there?
I don't know.
Slide it out the end?
Out here and then get the tractor once we get done and pick them up and put them wherever. Or slide it out that way.
So we just had the mill head come off of the rail. This wheel right here was off a little bit, and that one over there was off a little bit, so we had to pry it back up onto the rail, and I'm not quite sure why that happened. Okay, now, so that's good. Now try to slide this back. I'll balance it for you. Chain might be hooked on something. That big chain, big chain. Okay. Hold on. You gotta move the whole head too. Alright. Good. To cut this one to 9? Do you want that one to be at 9? Oh, I see what you're saying. So we probably. Yeah, we could just pull it out of there and then flip it up. Yeah. And then cut it, which means that we got to move the whole thing down again. Yeah, but now we're just dealing with one guy. Yeah. We want to take some off of both sides. Well, both sides look good to me. Okay. So I would this up, Jonah? I would just tip it up this way, yeah. Yeah, this has got more wane, so let's take it off that side. Okay. Yeah. Do I have to go farther? There you go. Yeah, make sure that's pushed down there. So what do we want to go? 9 or 9 1/8?
Yeah, 9 1/8. Sitting like this. We're not touching here, here, or here.
Now it is.
Up. There.
Oh man, I'm just... Okay. So you guys got this.